Hey guys, what is going on? NFL Week 17 Power Rankings. Let's just jump right into this. So coming in at number 32, I have the Jacksonville Jaguars. Not really a surprise here. They lost versus the Jets this weekend. Trevor Lawrence continues to throw no interceptions, but also no touchdowns. So, this team is just looking to get the number one overall pick in the draft at this point in the season. At number 31, I have the Detroit Lions. So they lost a close game to the Falcons this past weekend. They only lost by 4, which is actually pretty impressive considering both Jared Goff and DeAndre Swift were out this game. So I honestly considered putting this team at number 30 instead of the next team. But yeah, at number 30, I do have the New York Giants. So the Giants were just absolutely destroyed by the Eagles this past weekend. Giants are just sad to watch. At number 29, I have the other New York team, and that is the New York Jets. So the Jets got the dub this past weekend. Woo woo, they beat the Jaguars. Zach Wilson, he had another good game. He had just under 100 rushing yards. He also had just over 100 passing yards, and he did not turn the ball over, which is key. At number 28, I have the Houston Texans. So this team probably got the biggest upset this past weekend. They beat the Chargers 41-29. Davis Mills continues to play, really solid. He's putting together a few really solid performances, really nice performances, protecting the football and stuff. And I really don't think the Texans need to draft a quarterback this upcoming draft. I don't think they should, to be honest with you. At number 27, I have the Carolina Panthers. And this team has just fallen off bad since their 3-0 start. They've only won 2 games since their 3-0 start. They lost 32-6. Versus the Buccaneers this past weekend. Just yikes. Yikes. At number 26, I have the Seattle Seahawks. They were playing at home, but they let the Bears come back and beat them. This team is in a really bad spot right now, especially because they don't have their first-round pick this upcoming draft. At number 25, I have the Chicago Bears. Teddy Roosevelt once said, quote, "Speak softly and carry a big stick. You will go far." End quote. And that is apparently what Big Stick Nick Foles does. He started for the Bears this past Sunday, and he and his big stick led the Bears far down the field for a game-winning drive with a 2-point conversion. So yeah, he's just doing what Teddy said. He is the person of that quote by President Teddy Roosevelt. At number 24, I have the Atlanta Falcons. They won versus the Lions. Was it a pretty win? No, absolutely not. It was actually the opposite of a pretty win. But all that matters is they're still in the playoff race, right? Their season is not over. At number 23, I have the Washington football team. Yikes. That's just all I'm going to say about this team right now. That's all I got to say. At number 22, I have the Denver Broncos. So they had a really, really tough loss versus the Raiders. It was a must-win game for both teams, but the Broncos could not get the dub. What I'm really surprised by this Broncos team in this game is they could not get the run game going, and that's something they've been really good at all season. At number 21, I have the Cleveland Browns. I know there was a controversial call at the end of this game. Should have been pass interference, maybe. Probably should have been pass interference. But Browns still lost. Baker, he threw 4 interceptions, which is not good. But then again, it's so hard for me to evaluate Baker this season because he is so far from being healthy. He is just really banged up, and it's really hard for me to evaluate him right now. I don't know. This Browns team, I don't know what to think of them. It's just like they have so much potential, but they got injuries and stuff. They've gotten unlucky this season, kind of like the Ravens. At number 20, I have the New Orleans Saints. So the Saints had a ton of players out last night as well, and they had to start their 4th-string quarterback, Ian Book. And this game basically went the way you would have expected after that first sentence there about a bunch of players being out and starting their 4th-string quarterback. Let me say this, though. The Saints, shout out to them for keeping it close at halftime. It was a 7-point game at half. I thought it was going to be a way bigger score differential at half, but it was a 1-score game at halftime, so shout out to the Saints for doing that. But second quarter, the game just slipped away for them. You could tell, though, in the first half. They were just holding on by a thread in the first half. At number 19, I have the Minnesota Vikings. So they lost versus the Rams this past weekend, but the good news is, I guess, or the positive of this loss is they did pick off Matt Stafford 3 times. At number 18, I have the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Chiefs basically said, "We're your dad," to the Steelers, and this game was over before halftime. At number 17, I have the Las Vegas Raiders, so a huge, crucial win for them versus the Broncos, and it keeps their playoff hopes alive. At number 16, I have the Philadelphia Eagles, After their win this weekend versus the Giants, the Eagles would be in the playoffs if the season ended today. At number 15, I have the San Francisco 49ers, so a really tough loss for them versus the Titans. It was a game they really needed to win. Jimmy G did not play good at all, and this 49ers defense gave up a huge run to Ryan Tannehill to, set up the Titans game-winning field goal. You can't let Ryan Tannehill run to win the game, basically. You can't have that happen. At number 14, I have the Baltimore Ravens, so yes. I know they got absolutely destroyed by the Bengals. But this Ravens team is in such a tough spot. I mean, they're playing with their third-string quarterback. I know, Josh Johnson, he actually had a pretty solid game, given the circumstances and given the short notice and all that. I mean, he was literally playing for the Jets earlier this season. But the Ravens just couldn't establish the run. The Bengals offense just shredded this Ravens defense. And yeah, Ravens have been really, really unlucky this season. At number 13, I have the Los Angeles Chargers. Really, really bad loss for them versus the Texans. Defense played really bad. Herbie was turning the ball over. Just all-around bad time for the Chargers. At number 12, I have the Miami Dolphins. And this team is literally insane. They are the first team in NFL history to have a 7-game loss streak and a 7-game win streak in the same season. Earlier this season, they were in the bottom 5 of my power rankings for multiple weeks. It's just so impressive how they were able to, keep their head in the game, I guess you could say, and just not give up on their season. The way they've turned the season around is absolutely incredible. And now they hold the last playoff spot in the AFC. Crazy story. Absolutely incredible. Hard not to cheer for this Dolphins team. At number 11, I have the New England Patriots. So, whoa. The Patriots have lost back-to-back games. Wow. That is crazy. Mac has struggled these past 2 games, and he's got to bounce back because you cannot get cold at this point in the season. We got 2 games remaining this season, then we're going to the playoffs. This is not the time to struggle. At number 10, I have the Buffalo Bills, and the Bills got the win that they really, I can't emphasize how much they really needed this win versus the Patriots for the standings and for their confidence in themselves. Josh Allen had a really nice game. And this win is just so key for the Bills going into the end of the season here. Just such a key win, such a needed win for the Bills. At number 9, I have the Cincinnati Bengals. Joey B is a bad man. Unreal game for this offense. They put up 41 points versus this Ravens defense. At number 8, I have the Arizona Cardinals. Cardinals have now lost 3 games in a row, which is not good because this is not the time to go on a losing streak. The good news is they have made the playoffs. They're going to be in the playoffs, but who wants to go into the playoffs with absolutely no momentum at all? Kyler, he's got to get back to playing the way he was playing during the first half of the season. At number 7, I have the Indianapolis Colts. 2 huge back-to-back prove we're legit wins for the Colts versus the Patriots and then the Cardinals. But this O-line does need to get healthy for the Colts. That is very, very important. Basically, their whole starting O-line is injured at this point. At number 6, I have the Tennessee Titans. Much needed win for them on Thursday night versus the 49ers. Would have liked to see this run game work better because we know that's such a huge part of this Titans offense. But this defense got some big interceptions to help secure this win. At number 5, I have the Los Angeles Rams. Solid win for them versus the Vikings, but I gotta say, I am concerned about these Matt Stafford interceptions. He threw 3 interceptions this past weekend. That is not good. You cannot win a playoff game doing that. At number 4, I have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So after getting shut out last weekend, this Bucs offense absolutely destroyed the Panthers this weekend, and the defense did not give up a single touchdown. What a way to bounce back for the Buccaneers. At number 3, I have the Dallas Cowboys. Yeehaw! That's what I assume Cowboys fans are saying watching this offense because this offense has just been cruising down the field. Don't you say yeehaw when you're riding a horse? Yeehaw! The horse is going fast and you're yeehaw! You're enjoying the ride. I don't know that. I just associated that with the Cowboys offense. Don't ask me why. I don't know how I associate. It's Cowboys. That's how I associated. Horses, Cowboys. Okay, enough about that. I don't even know a word strong enough to describe how this team played versus the football team or to describe what this Cowboys team did to the Washington football team. Also, Rain Dakota Prescott just silenced all the haters and doubters. And it's just crazy to think about the fact that this Cowboys offense was struggling. I mean, even Cowboys fans were saying that this offense was struggling. And then, they just come back and score 56 points. It's like they go from struggling in multiple games, and then one game they're just like, yeah, we're going to score 56 points now. Is that cool? Like, what? It's just, what? That's just like 0 to 100 really fast. At number 2, I have the Kansas City Chiefs. They dominated the Steelers. I mean, this game was over before halftime. Nothing much to say there. The Chiefs are playing like the Chiefs. The beginning of the season, like, who remembers that? Who remembers the Chiefs playing at the beginning of the season? I don't recognize those Chiefs. At number 1, I have the Green Bay Packers. So yes, I know the ending to their game versus the Browns was controversial, but let me say this: I still feel like they would have got the win, even if pass interference was called there. The Packers just know how to win. That's the thing. They know how to win. They win games no matter the circumstances, and that's why they are number 1 on my power ranking. Also, they have the best record in the league. So yeah, that is it for this video, guys. Make sure you drop a thumbs up. Let me know who's in your top 5. Who are your top 5 teams in the NFL right now? And make sure you subscribe, guys. Peace.